Okay, good morning everybody. It's been a minute since I've taken you for a walk with me. Now listen, it's quite busy here this morning because it's such beautiful weather, but I had an idea. You know what I could do? Maybe what I could do is I can pretend that I'm on a video call with a friend. And then that way, I don't have to pause my video as much because people don't know, right? They don't know that I'm just filming a video. They think maybe I'm talking to a friend. So I might try that a little bit. Anyways, because it's packed here. Okay, good morning, all that jazz. Now listen, I have things on my mind, guys. Some things have been rolling around in there. Dangerous, isn't it? And because lately I've been on the whole dark side of Infj kick, right? I've been telling you guys all about it. Damn, it's raining. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad for you guys. Anyways, and I thought, oh man, I gotta give these people some lightness, right? And then as I was thinking about it, the darkness highlights the lightness, right? So I'm gonna give you guys some lightness, but there may be a little bit of dark in there too. But I tell you what, it's for good measure. Like, because you can't appreciate what I'm going to tell you unless, you hear a little dun 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 dun, a little darkness. Anyways, just looking around. Okay. Now, here's what I want to touch on, guys. Listen, I've had a way of thinking in my mind for quite a while now. And then I happened to see a video on, I don't know what, Instagram or something. Anyways, and it was of this guy. He was in an interview, whatever, and he said something, and I was like, you know what? He freaking said it right. It's exactly what it is. So let me tell you what he said, okay? He said, imagine that, okay, you're here in this life, right? And you have one major task. And your task is to take care of a child. That's your responsibility, okay? Great. So here you are. And now here's a twist to it all. Well, hold on. Let me say this. Yeah, you have to care for them. You have to make sure they're happy. Make sure they have what they need. Make sure they're not just surviving, but also thriving, okay? And the catch is, that child is you. Yeah. What would you do differently? How would you operate differently if you took that responsibility in that way? If you kind of changed your perspective on things, right? That's exactly what I've been thinking for so long. Really? We need to, why can't we just offer ourselves the same grace that we offer someone else? You know how they always say, what advice would you give your best friends on something, right? Like, if your best friend screwed up doing something, chances are you're not going to say, you suck. Why did you do that? You should know better, blah, blah. No, you're not. We know that. You're going to be like, you know what? It's okay, babe. Next time, it'll be all right. No one even noticed. Let it go. That's what you're going to say, right? But how come we don't do that for ourselves? Am I right? I'm going to pause it because this guy, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Side note, I love how friendly people are. Especially in the morning on a sunny day. I notice a difference. Everybody I've passed so far, morning, with a smile. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, we got to treat ourselves like we would treat our best friend, right? Be nice to ourselves, but it goes deeper than that, right? Because we got to take care of ourselves the way we would take care of a child. Because think about this, okay? He was completely right. We have been given our inner child to take care of, okay? And if you haven't been taken care of so well, as a child even, let's say, for example, or whatever, even more reason for you to be, paying attention to that, right? And really caring for yourself. Now, let me tell you something. This manifests in way more ways than you could think, okay? Because it goes deeper and deeper. Because when you start doing that, when you start looking at your life from a place of, how am I taking care of myself? How is this nurturing me? There you go. how is this environment, person, thing, job, I don't care what the hell it is, how is it nurturing me, okay? When you start asking yourself those kinds of questions and start looking at it from the point of view like, does this make the cut or not, right? Everything kind of changes. It really does. So, okay, hold on. Let's get mad. Ah, how cool. How beautiful. I'll give you an example of this. Now, years ago, let me think how long ago this was. Ah, shit, time flies. I'm going to say 5 years. Okay, around 5 years ago. Anyways, I was working at a place forever, okay? At a company, right? Forever. And slowly, this company, you know what? They started getting shitty, you know? They started really, I mean, they always had it in them, but it got worse and worse. Like, they were just not treating people nice or, you know, they were good to me in the sense of, hey, I got my money, which is ultimate for me. But they were stingy, like with holidays or sick days. Or I remember, like, one by one, they were like taking things out of, like, let's say our benefits, or I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, the perks, right? Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna let these people go further up. Anyways, so yeah, they were taking away like the perks, let's say, right? One by one. And eventually I was like, F this shit. Like, I'm over it, right? Because you know what? A girl can take a lot, but eventually a bitch snaps, right? as I've heard said. Anyways. So I'm just pausing a bit, guys. Okay, I think I'm good. So, anyways, I remember, it's like, you know what? I've had enough of this shit. And what I really felt in my mind was they're just making it too easy for me. You know that feeling? Like, listen, man, you're just making it too freaking easy for me to leave. Like, you keep showing me over and over again that this isn't where I'm supposed to be. And it's like, it's so sad because if they never did that, I would have still been there probably. I hate to say. I don't know if I would have actually. It was a bitch to drive there, but still, who knows? Because I'm pretty loyal like that. I probably would have stuck it out. Anyways, so I remember I quit. Now hear me out. I don't play around, okay? I'm methodical. I'm planned out. I'm a logical girl, okay? Absolutely. And I don't step on a stone if I don't know it's safe yet, okay? Can I put it like that? Meaning, I would never leave a job without having another job lined up. That's so out of character for me. But I reached a point. Okay, hold on, there's people here. I'm gonna pretend like I'm talking to a friend. Okay, so it reached a point that I realized that, morning. It worked. Okay, I realized that, oh God, that's people put me off my train of thought. Oh yeah. I realized I was just over it, okay? Where I was just freaking over it. And I was like, screw it, I'm doing it. I'm going against the grain. I'm doing something I've never done. And I made the decision, I'm done. But I did it very nicely. Where I'm at, typically you give 2 weeks notice. But I did way better than that, people. I sure did. You know what I did? Because I was in a management role, okay? So I was like, and I knew, man, I knew they were so effed. They were so effed. Good luck finding someone to do what I did, kind of thing, right? And I'm not just pumping myself up, like, it's just reality. My field in general, it's not easy, you know? It's very specialized. Like, I don't know. Anyways, so I remember I went to the office. I was like, listen, I've made the decision that it's time for me to move on and what have you. And I want to say thank you for everything, yada, yada, yada. And you know what? I gave them, I think it was a month and a half or 2 months notice. Because I knew I wanted to stop working at a certain time. And so I gave it to them. Fuck it. You know, oops, sorry, I gave up, whatever. Yeah, screw it. I'll let them have it, right? So they were so shocked. I could see their faces. But I think they knew me well enough at that point to know, because again, they know my character, that I don't just say shit, okay? And I don't just do shit all willy-nilly, okay? What I say is what I mean, and I don't mince words, right? I mean, I don't know, whatever, I guess that's a whole other tangent. But obviously, they had nothing to say. What could they really say, right? So I remember as time would go on, I was still working there. Of course, they weren't going to say, you know what, just leave now. Because again, as I said, they were screwed, right? So they're like, absolutely, stay as long as you want, right? So, yeah, I remember the boss coming up to me one day, and I'm there working, and he comes up to me and sits next to me, and he's like, you know, Chaz, I just want to tell you, like, I hope you don't, like, I don't know, you know, maybe you took things that I don't want you to think I meant this by this, you know, certain moments, right? Whatever. I'm like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it, right? I got it. He's like, no, because, you know, like, it didn't mean it like that. You know, basically, he was kind of like trying to smooth it. You follow me? I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Like, honestly, I don't take it personally. It's all good. No sweat, you know? And I could see in that moment, he was like, shit. He knew he had no hope. It's like, she's not going to shift, right? So anyways, I left there. Now get this. This is where it gets crazier, okay? This is where it starts to get deeper, guys. This is why I'm giving you this example, okay? So, as I said, I was in a management role there. And I had a girl working with me. I mean, I had a couple people working with me in my department. But anyways, so one of them, she had quit and she went, I don't know, she worked somewhere else. So her and I got along. We had our little moments because we're both headstrong, right? But ultimately, we got along good because you know what? When you meet someone who's kind of similar to you, aka like in stubbornness or having a strong personality, even if you don't see something the same way, it's like you can still respect that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you get it, right? You're like, you know what? I may not agree with you, but I understand exactly why you're standing firm on this because that's exactly what I would do. Do you know what I mean? So we had that kind of relationship, right? So ultimately, we got along great, actually. So anyways, do I want to go down there? I gotta be honest, guys, I never come here. No, I don't. There's houses over there. Anyways, this is all going somewhere, people. I know it seems like a long story. Just roll with me, okay? So as I said, I quit, right? Now, okay. And then, go figure, literally 1 week, not even 1 week after I'm done working there, I get a call from her. She's like, hey, Chaz, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, long time no talk, whatever. She's like, listen, where I'm working now, like, you wanna come work here with me? You know, they're looking for someone, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, really? Okay. Honest to God, guys, the freaking job just came to me, okay? Now, hear me out. Like I said, I would never have done this before, right? It seems so irresponsible. But look how it works out. I freaking trusted my gut. I don't know. I couldn't explain the gut feeling I had. It was honestly the first time in my life that I felt like, you know what, Chess? Be irresponsible. Does that make sense? My gut feeling had never told me to be irresponsible before, you know, like that, right? And furthermore, I actually listened to that shit, right? And I followed it. And then look at that. It just came to me, okay? So the job came. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll come in. Anyways, I met with them. Dude, they didn't even, because usually in my field, you got to show them what you can do, okay? Because it's artistic, right? Literally, your interview is you working, okay? You create. So, but funny enough, he met me. He's like, I already know. I already know you can do it. I already know you're good at it. Don't worry about it. You got the job. I'm like, okay. So it was so easy. And then it just happened, okay? Anyways, so I start working there, right? And I'm working with her. And I remember, guys, I felt so light. Oh my God, I felt so light. Like I had cut off dead weights for the first time in my life, you know? This was literally one of the times I think the shift happened from survival to thriving, right? So anyways, I remember we were hanging out there at work, and she looked at me. She goes, you know what? You're so different. She goes, I can't explain it. She's like, you're so different than how you used to be at the old place. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, your energy is different. Like, you're just so happy and like, you're not. She goes, oh, sorry. So, I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, and she goes, I guess you were stressed out. She goes, I don't know, because I was stressed out in that old place. And she goes, you know, your energy is different. Like, you're so happy here, jokey. I'm like, yeah, like, this is me, right? Actually, it really is. But in a way, I was discovering me, right? Because I had never, under the thumb of that job, I was never able to see those parts of myself, right? What goes to show, your environment changes everything, right? Oh my God, I've never come here, guys. This is pretty cool. Anyways, I mean, I know it looks like just another tunnel, but I'm looking further ahead. Anyways, so all this to say, God, this video's getting long. People can really see a difference in you, and how you operate really changes how you feel. Look at these guys here. What are they even? Anyways, it changes how you feel, and it changes how people perceive you, right? How the energy you give off, okay? Your vibes, let's say. This is really freaking nice here. Wow. I'm glad I came here. Shit, someone just passed me on a bike. I hope I was convincing enough that I'm talking to a friend. Screw it. He didn't see my face. He has no idea who I am. Anyways, what was I saying? Okay, so then let's go even deeper with this, guys, okay? So that's a prime example, right? Now it goes further, because what I discovered in that moment, right? Hold on, shit. You gotta hold on. I'm gonna slow down. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I had to wait for someone to pass. So, what I discovered in that moment, right? Because I tell you what, everything that happens to me, I dissect it and I learn from it, okay? So that's what I did, right? With that experience. And then I realized that, as I said, everything changes who you are, kind of, right? So I took it a step further, and I thought to myself, you know what if I expand this? Like, what if I actually lean into this more and really start being nice to myself, like really following what feels right for me, right? And, you know, I started doing that, in my mind at least. And I tell you what, so as my mindset shifted, my own self-perception shifted, and the energy I was emitting changed too. And I'll give you another prime example of this. Guys, it's wild. I noticed that, this is so nice. Can we chill while I talk to you? I noticed that, okay, I'll give you an example. This was like last summer, okay? I discovered, you know how I tell you guys I always listen to my headphones and shit, right? When I'm walking. One fine day, I was like, you know what, bitch? What if I listen to my earbuds while I'm like grocery shopping? You know? Because I feel so good when I'm listening to music. I can't explain to you, right? Especially good music, you know, like it gets you going, right? So one day I was like, I'm doing this, right? Put my earbuds in. I go to the grocery store. Oh, look at this place. Nice too. So yeah, I go to the grocery store. I'm minding my own business. Totally, right? Grocery shopping. But you know how it is. I don't know about you guys. Like, I move. Like, I got the rhythm in me, right? I can't just, I try so hard to control it, but I'm sure like a little bit of movement happens, even it sneaks out just a little bit, right? So I'm kind of just chilling and I'm doing my grocery shopping. I'm living my best fucking life. Oops, sorry. While grocery shopping, right? And I notice that as I'm grocery shopping, everyone's looking at me, but they're not looking at me like, this chick's nuts. No, I hate to say this, they're checking me out, okay? They're checking me out straight up. All these guys are checking me out. Every aisle I go into, a guy's checking me out. It's messing me up at this moment, okay? I'm like, fuck, what's this? Like, it's crazy for me, right? Because remember I told you guys, people are usually really intimidated at me. They'll never make it obvious. Nothing happens for me, right? So anyways, so they're checking me out, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going through life in this grocery store, walking to my car, you know, the whole nines. Again, I feel eyes following me, even along those lines, right? And you gotta realize, oh my God, what? How did I not know this shit existed? Anyways, sorry, this came out of me. So, as I go to my car, now listen, I'm a safety girl, okay? Safety first, always. I don't screw around with my safety, okay? So, of course, I was being extra careful. Like, I don't want people, you know. I mean, it was daytime, but you know what I mean. I'm always thinking like that, always. So, guys, this is freaking gorgeous. Let's just enjoy it. So, guess what happened? I get into my car. No, this is the first time this shit's happened to me. I get into my car and I start driving home. Don't you know that a guy that was in the grocery store followed me in his car? He's rolling down the window, you know, trying to talk to me because it's summertime again. My windows are down, right? I'm chilling, right? Listen to music. It's a bop, right? It's good times. And we get to like a stoplight, whatever, and you know, he yells to me like, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to talk to me, right? And I do the signal of like, I'm good, you know, like I'm smiling because here's what happened. I wasn't really smiling at him. I was so happy in the moment. Like I was listening to my music. I was in a good mood, right? So it was just coming out of me, you know, I was just happy. What's a girl to do, right? So even though I was smiling, but I was still saying like, I'm good, right? I'm good. But he wouldn't take it. So green light comes and I go again. Okay, fine. So I carry on. And guy is still following me and like still like every chance he gets, he's pulling up next to me, like signaling, like pull over, like I want to talk to you kind of thing. I gotta talk to you, right? It got to the point actually. I heard a noise. It must be an animal. It got to the point I actually got kind of freaked out. Because safety first, right? So I'm like, I know, I can't drive home. 101, girl safety 101. Someone's following you, you don't drive your ass home, right? Obviously, you don't want them to know where you live. So I'm like, shit, I can't drive home now. This is a pain in the ass, right? He even goes goes up fast ahead of me and pulls over on a side street because he knew I was going to turn that same direction. And I guess he thought like, I'm going to stop and talk to him, right? But of course I'm not going to do that. I'm not nuts. And anyways, it was kind of like a movie actually. Now I think about it. I had to be so smart. I went past him. Basically, I lost him. It's like that. I went around about, did all these streets and whatever. And anyways, I lost his ass and I was able to go home. Anyways, when I got home, I was like, you know what? Because again, it's all about the reflection, right? I was like, holy shit, look at that. Because that day, guys, it's not like as if, okay, don't get me wrong. When I go out, I'm never going out looking totally bummed out, okay? I'm always putting effort in. But, you know, I was just wearing track pants, right? Tank top, you know, hair up in a bun probably, you know, just chilling, right? Getting some damn groceries. And look at that, you know? So it's the energy, okay? Now, since that time, I also... Turns out I love listening to music while I grocery shop, so I still do it, right? Sometimes. And again, every time I do it, when I'm in the zone, because there's different layers to it, right? Sometimes listening to music, but you're not fully immersed in it. You're not feeling deep with it, right? But the times that I am, and I'm just in my own world, I notice a difference. Yes, I do. Now, what's my bloody point in all this? I'll tell you. Listening to yourself, making yourself happy, treating yourself nicely because you are your own child, changes everything in your life. It changes your energy. It changes how you feel. All of it, okay? And if you implement that for yourself, because guess what? You deserve it. You are going to notice a difference. You are. You're going to notice a change. When I go to work now, tell you what happens, guys. I walk in. Do you know how I walk in there? It's mind-blowing. I'm like, hey, I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. Hey, morning, what's up? I swear to God, that's me. Okay, it's nuts. I sound like a crazy person. Hold on, someone's coming. Should I do the friend trick? Let's pretend I'm talking to a friend. So yeah, that's what I do, right? I'm all jolly, jolly, jolly. I bring the good energy, right? Because I spent so many years at a job. Morning. Because I spent so many years at a job that was bullshit and didn't have good energy. I'm like, F this, I'm milking this shit. I'm gonna live in good energy at this place. And do you know what happens? Everyone's like, hey, Chaz, what's up? And they'll start, boom. It comes out of the woodwork. You know, a couple of the guy friends at work, whatever. Chaz, I gotta tell you something. Guess what happened? All the stories come out, you know, good time, cracking up, I can't tell you. So anyways, and then that way, every day that I go to work, it doesn't feel like work. I mean, it's work. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I have stress with work. Like, you know, I do have responsibilities, but shit, it's not so bad being there. I'll tell you that much. I don't mind it one bit. Anyways, so it changes everything in your life. Now, how this all looks like it's the dark paired with the light. Well, because when you do this, as I had said in my example, there's going to be collateral damage. Not truthfully collateral damage in the literal sense, but, well, people will be left behind because, well, look at my job, for example, right? I quit, right? They were left behind. Now, of course, yes, they deserve that shit, ultimately. So yes, you are going to be editing things out. Naturally, when you do this, there's no way around that. But that's okay, because whatever gets edited out, that's that. It's meant to be that way, right? And here's the other thing I realized. So you know how we think that because we're INFJs, we feel everyone so much. You know, we feel energy, blah, blah, blah. This is like the bloody Amazon, people. Jurassic Park. It's so nice. I'm so far from home, though. Oh, shit. This is going to be a long walk home. That's okay. Anyways. We think that we can feel everyone's energy so well. But guess what? People feel ours, too. Isn't that something else? And this is going to sound even crazier. I'm going to even say we feel our own energy. That's right. And it all kind of snowballs, right? Like, good energy begets good energy. Once you get a taste of it, you don't want to let go of it. Those are like regular subdivisions up there. Okay, I'm going back around. So, yeah. And then you kind of realize how good it feels and you don't want to stop it. And then you put that all together with, as I've told you before, you know, following your instincts of what feels good. Like listening to your own body. Where do you feel good? Well, it all just kind of comes together into a nice little package because you almost end up naturally picking right. And also, as time goes on and, you know, you make these decisions in your life, even if they're small ones, you start trusting yourself, right? Like, remember I told you it was so out of character for me to just quit like that without something to, you know, get to next. But the way it all worked out, well, guess what? I got trust in myself now. I'm still not going to be crazy and irresponsible. And I don't know if I would do that again or not. I don't know, right? But the point is I learned to trust myself because look at that. I followed my gut and it worked. So honestly, the gut's right. You know, when you have a deep feeling and a deep knowing, chances are it's right, you know? Anyways, this turned into quite the discussion. I didn't quite know how long this was going to take me to explain, but my whole point is be nice to yourselves. Treat yourself like you would treat your own child or your own best friend, and see what happens. Really speaking, me going for this walk this morning in this sunshine. Trust me, there was 101 other things I could have been doing, but this is exactly what I wanted to do, and so I did it. And because I did that, I feel so freaking good. I already know it's gonna affect the rest of my day, and you know what? It's a ripple effect. It's gonna affect the rest of my life, right? Because, each day is connected to the next. So, hey now, that's what I figure. But that's my spiel for you guys. Oh, another thing. It may sound like you may think you're being greedy, right? You may think like you're being too harsh. You're expecting too much out of life. Or you don't deserve it. I don't know. Just do it. Just start small and see how you feel. And honor yourself. Look how pretty that is. How it's leaving a trail. That's so pretty. Oh my God, I love that. It's almost like a boat, right? Oh God, this place is freaking... I'm coming back here, people. 100% I'm coming back here. Anyways, so I don't want to keep you guys too long. Go ahead, go out there. Live your best lives. Go ahead, do something just for you today. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and then we'll continue with the darkness. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Those birds are... Oh well. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Okay, take it easy. Love you. Ciao, ciao.